Let's welcome back to the show today, Jonathan Conricus, of course, the former spokesperson for the IDF. It's good to see you again. What do you make of this peace board as we get back? Maybe we should be doing more of it, to talking about this story again and seeing what type of progress can be made.
Yes, thanks for having me on. Pleasure to see you back. I would love for the peace board to be swift and successful. I would love for the 20-point Trump peace plan to be implemented, what eventually was voted at the Security Council. If and when that happens, that would be a win for Israel. It would be a win for the people who live in Gaza, who have been under Hamas's oppression, and it would be great for the region. The sad thing is that I'm not really optimistic, if I have to be honest here, I'm not really optimistic that this is going to happen, because all of this hinges on Hamas disarming of their weapons and relinquishing control over Gaza. And that doesn't look to be in the cards. Hamas is unsurprisingly refusing to disarm, and currently there are no countries willing to send troops to do that job.
What about that final hostage body? There's one not yet returned, right?
Yes, the body of Ran Gvili. You can see that I'm still wearing my pin here, the hostage pin, because we still have one body of a murdered Israeli hostage still in captivity, Ran Gvili. I hope that Hamas and the Islamic Jihad will find his body and bring him home to his parents, who have been waiting for more than 2 years to have their son and give him a proper burial. I honestly don't know if it will happen. I know that there are difficulties on the ground, but I do know that efforts are being made by Israel, even by Hamas and Islamic Jihad and others, and I know that they are actually searching for the body. And I also understand that the Prime Minister gave an okay from an Israeli perspective to continue and move ahead with the process. I think that decision was made on the fact that he also understands that every day that goes by in the Gaza Strip, where Hamas still is in power and the peace plan doesn't move forward, is a day that is wasted, and a day that makes it more difficult to unseat Hamas afterwards. So it's an Israeli interest to get things moving and to get the peace board appointed, and most importantly, to start disarming Hamas.
Yeah, as you've come back to that a couple of times, and I understand why, because anyone you speak to says disarming Hamas is the key to all of this. For what it's worth, I'd be curious to see how you respond to this. What Hamas says is that Israel has violated the ceasefire like 1,100 plus times since October. So I guess, is that their argument for not disarming? And how would you respond to that claim from Hamas, which you see at the top of your screen?
Yeah, I think it's less relevant. Yes, Israel has indeed taken kinetic measures. Israel has struck Hamas terrorists. Israel has used force in order to defend its troops and in order to enforce the yellow line. There have been hundreds, if not thousands, of violations of Hamas, of the yellow line. They try to fire rockets. They are still with Hamas terrorists underground, and they are doing many things in violation. I think that is the least important thing. The deal says, the deal that Hamas signed, that Qatar and Turkey supported, says the deal is that Hamas needs to disarm. They have no say about the future. They have no role to play in the future of Gaza. It is supposed to be governed by Palestinian technocrats and for the benefit of peace and stability and to do good in that horrible piece of land. Hamas aren't supposed to be dictating anything, and they're definitely not supposed to be killing Palestinians on the ground. They're not supposed to be oppressing people. They're not supposed to be stifling dissent. They are supposed to lay down their weapons and go away. That is what the peace plan, as it was voted in the Security Council, says. Reality check is that we know, I don't know of any historic example where a jihadi organization agreed to lay down their weapons. So it's a real test here for the international community, for the UN, for Israel, for the Trump administration. Is there the political will to push this through and see the peace plan implemented? I hope it will be, because the conditions on the ground are not good, and if we're honest, it is not a sustainable situation in Gaza, and every day that Hamas is in power is a day wasted that'll take more time to undo.
Jonathan, good to see you again. Jonathan Conricus, thank you, sir.